said, we're going to continue our DLRX series that we started last week. We're going to review what we've already covered and then add some other routes onto that. If that sounds good to you guys.
Yeah.
Actually, we're going to do it whether it sounds good to you guys or not. I don't really give a fuck. So, how about your camera? So I'm going to start from guard headquarters. I have both sleeves. I open my knees. I bring my hips up off the mat. This helps give me some control of Cameron's posture. If I'm being lazy with my knee opening, then he'll be able to posture pretty easily, and then he'll probably break ribs and I'll be in trouble, right? So I want to do as much spreading of my knees as I can, bringing my hips up. Now I can start to step on his quad. And I'm not gonna like kick his knee out here because I like Cameron and I want him to train tomorrow too. So I'm gonna gently push his leg away. Now I can go to his hip as I angle my butt. So I'm pointing my butt out towards this wall now. Now I can swing my leg and start to, I kind of slipped, but I'll use that foot on the quad to bring my hips up and get on the point of my shoulder. So I can get my left foot deep up on his hip. You guys see that? So I already have very good control here. As we get into the higher levels, I want to make sure that I put this foot underneath pretty quickly, because if I just have this, he can backstep into my leg fairly easily. Yeah, here's a dirty leg lock, right? So I have both sleeves, and now I have control of his two legs. One foot underneath his knee, and one foot underneath his hip. Or over his hip rather. So now I have control of both points of base here and both points of base here. That's one of the reasons that I like this guard so much. It's really difficult for Cameron to counter me effectively when I'm controlling 4 of his 5 limbs, right? So now I'm gonna switch his hands, start to point my hips this direction, and now I can set them to his hip relatively easily, right? I'm gonna keep, you guys see how I'm up on my right elbow? I'm gonna keep tension through this grip so that he doesn't come up to his elbow. This is all review so far, right? Now I leave this grip, I go to his collar, and I use my elbow in place of an underhook as I lift his sleeve. So this will bring me into my double knee cross. Now I can swim inside and gain control of his head and his shoulders through either a gable grip or my preference is the false grip here or butterfly grip. So now I have really good control with my hip bone on top of Cameron's hip bone and my grips up here controlling his upper body. Everybody with me so far? Sure. Yeah? Awesome. Let's look at that one more time. So what is this called? Where am I starting from?
Guard headquarters.
Guard headquarters. Very good. So I bring my butt up, I spread my knees. Now, can anybody tell me my next step?
Push.
Boom! Gold star for Seth today. Now I can step on the hip, point my butt, swing myself, and then bring my hip way up, right? That's gonna give me, my hip stays on the mat. It's really hard for me to get a good connection to his hip. So that's what I see them getting messed up the most from this position is they're like, I can't reach. But if you bring your foot or your hip up off the mat and you step down with that foot on the quad, it'll make it pretty easy to get a deep hook with your left foot in this case. Now I'm gonna switch his grips. I'm gonna rotate my own hips. I'm gonna create tension on this sleeve so he doesn't come up. My hand goes to the collar. I use this elbow to drive inside as I come up. I lift, I slide through, control the head and shoulders with my grip, and I control his hips with my hips. Does that make sense to everyone? Can you see it again? No? All right, let's go 4 and 4 here. Get with a partner that makes sense.